Brainstorming and sharing ideas is the funnest part of the creative process. We decided to skip the boring part of actually making stuff and just do the fun part. I'm your host, Tom Walma.
I'm Jason Pierpoint.
I'm Dan Britton.
I'm Kim Cook.
And this is Creativity Wasted.
I had another one I was thinking, but it's a more grandiose thing of like starting my own like community, kind of like the Amish, except it's the Amish stopped in like the 1800s or 1850s, whatever, with technology. I want to stop in like the 1990s because I feel like things started to fall apart a little when we got like cell phones and 24-hour news. And so, but I still want like the medical advances and different things, you know, but I still like so many things about the 90s. Like if you had your own little isolated community with video stores and beepers, I don't know.
Super NES.
Giant Saved by the Bell, phones. Or
Yeah. The one rich guy with like the giant phone.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was thinking like that would be cool. I don't know. I feel like we're so always looking at screens. And
I would go like 1999. I would go. You still got like CD burners,
right?
And you've got computers, but they're not like a big part of your life.
And you just have to be patient. Like my old my first computer, you turn it on, then I like go brush my teeth as it's opening. Then I'd click another box to try to get online. Then I'd take a shower. And by the time I got out, 30 minutes had passed and I'm on, net zero or whatever.
Yeah, Napster. I don't know if you guys
Napster was great.
Oh, yeah.
LimeWire. I had LimeWire.
Yeah, Napster was good because it was like the internet speed was good enough for songs, but not good enough for video yet. But you could download the songs. That's good enough.
Right, right.
Yeah. 100 channels on cable and then Napster. That's good enough.
Well, it still took some time to get a whole album, though. 10 songs, 11 songs. You're in for a good hour and a half.
Make a girl a mixtape. You run Napster overnight. That's fine.
Yeah.
10 songs in the morning.
So you're talking about pop culture generational communities, right?
Right. Yeah. And I was like, well, do you need to like, maybe you have to dress like that? Do we have to like really isolate ourselves? Maybe. Because I don't know. I don't know how the government views the Amish. Like they get special tax breaks or something. I don't know. I show up, I still got my like 3/4 length leather jacket, stonewashed jeans or something. I don't know. Like, oh, he's from that whatever community.
Or what are the cabaret?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would like, so in that community, you have your own set of celebrities, your own set of musicians that play the same type of music, new songs too, not just the covers, but like new songs that sound like 90s rap, 90s like alternative, like Nirvana type rock,
Yeah.
I would love that.
Because you don't really want to have new movies that are coming on from the outside because you just don't want people to be influenced, to see what they're missing out on. There's this comedian I just did work with in Chicago, and he had this great bit on a show called Cheaters, except for Amish people using electricity. Like it'd be like some moral police, like, hey, do you have a flip phone? Where'd you get that?
You ever, I don't know, on this side of this state, there's not a lot of Amish, but over by Grand Rapids, like my mom worked at a chiropractor, and the Amish would come in like on their horse and buggies. And I think they tried to pay with like a live chicken once. We would get all this like fresh like produce like she'd bring home from the Amish because the chiropractor would let the Amish pay by bartering.
Wow.
And we'd go to the flea market. I didn't like hang out with any Amish, but they were like around and interact with them at the flea market.
Yeah, there's pretty big Amish communities around here, out towards Nashville and Vermontville, or That's a little west of here, but yeah, there's big Amish communities, and I had a lot of run-ins with Amish people when I was growing up. My grandfather was a horse racer, so when the horses got to the point where they couldn't run anymore, the Amish people would come and buy them. So, but I tell you what, you don't never meet anybody that have a bigger wad of cash in their pocket than Amish people, man. They
Really?
come, yeah, they got some cheddar.
Wow.
Well, they don't have banks or anything, I don't think. So I think they just carry their money around in their pocket.
Chicken in the other hand.
Chicken in the other hand.
Your idea, Dan, I've done a very similar idea, and it's super overlapped. I called it historical concept societies. And basically, the idea was AI, the robot overlords, we don't want them to kill us when they get intelligence. So what purpose do we serve? And my idea was, if you have all of the world on one set of tech, like high technology, and like, let's say Yellowstone erupts, like the mega volcano or something, and like we're relying on like circuit boards from Japan, like everything's so interconnected, like the whole society, it could just all crumble at once, even with if robots ran the world. So what we want, so the purpose of humans in a robot apocalypse, robots take over the world. We are the backup. So like different stages of technology, we have like, let's say 50 million people who live like the Amish in a place. We have like 50 million people who live like as hunter-gatherers in a place, or in a few places, like northern, southern hemisphere somewhere. And you could have like different people living in different ways. I don't know if it'd be granular to the level of like the 90s, but maybe like with cars that don't have computers in them. So if the electronics go bad, we can run on gasoline and like
somebody's worked with a carburetor before. Yeah.
So, and then like Windows 95 days, it's got computers, but it's not like AI computers. And there'd be future levels too, like the 2050s and then the 2080s, like, and it would be like people could pick which area they wanted to live based on what seems cool to them. I want to live out in nature and make my own, hunt my own food. I'm gonna live in that area.
So would you be able to like move from area to area if you did?
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
If there's
and
like some kind of
technology and things would go back and forth,
like a directory of where every place is at, so you could just like
Yeah,
go through the directory and be like, you know what, I'm not into these disco people anymore. I'm gonna head over here and hang out with the Amish.
Yeah,
and you
I'm
can
gonna go live with the cliff
tourism
dwellers.
Yeah, that would be good.
You could have a Roman area where everybody lives like Romans, and they actually have the Colosseum with the fights to the death and everything. But then they have modern medical care for the people who got stabbed with the sword or whatever. But yeah, I think we should take Dan's idea and just expand it over the whole world. And just divide up the world into themed technology eras.
Be great. I'd like to go play some Nintendo.
I would go to our Atari 26.
Oh yeah.
Any shows you want to plug?
Tomorrow night I'll be at Beggars Banquet for the Beggars Can't Be Choosers.
On June 17th, Comedy at the Creek's coming back. I do get to do Final Gravity too, so that's on the 24th.
I'm at the Rubber City Comedy Festival at the end of the week. It's in Akron, Ohio, May 25th to the 27th. I'm featuring at the Comedy Castle in Royal Oak. And then the next week, I think June 1st through the 3rd, I'm at One Night Stands.
I'm hosting at One Night Stands May 11th through 13th. The headliner's Norm Stoltz.
This has been a production of Planet Amp Podcast, powered by Pinecast.